My name is Brittany, and today I'm going to be walking through with you Gen Xers and baby boomers to see what it's like to be a millennial and how to understand them. Very interesting. Millennials, because they're so digitally engaged, they're also very open on digital platforms, but very private in real life. They won't show a lot of movement in their body, but on the other end of the spectrum, millennials are also very open. So additionally, when they feel very strongly about something, they're gonna let it be known through their body language. Will be a big indicator of how passionate they are about something. If they aren't as serious about something, they kind of a lack of body movement. If they are more passionate about it, a lot more body movement than they would normally. The notion of personal space with millennials has a lot to do with how culture has changed. So headphones are essentially their sign to the rest of society to not bother them. So if you are an older generation and you see a millennial doing that, do not talk to them. However, if they don't have headphones in and they're just kind of looking around, that might be an invitation for you to go and say hi to them, ask them how they're doing. The sense of touch, often referred to as haptics and nonverbal communication, is very different for millennials than it was for Generation X or baby boomers. Millennials are very connected to their phone. It's really important when you are communicating with millennials to communicate through your phone or through their phone while you talk. This sounds very confusing, but it could be as simple as me grabbing my phone, finding a picture from a concert I went to, showing it to my mom. That is our way of communicating through our devices. We like to feel connected to the world. Our phones helps us do that. Instead of physically touching a person a lot during conversation, try showing them something on your Facebook feed or something on your Instagram next time you talk to them. So in terms of paralinguistics and inflection, emojis, which are like this face that describes how you're feeling. That's really what millennials use as their tone and their inflection and what they imply without verbally saying it. So for instance, if my friend said, "Oh my gosh, this guy just fell riding his skateboard down Lopes Wave," I could respond emoji of a laughing, crying face with like tears streaming down because that's funny, or I could reply with a concerned face being like, "Oh no, that's so terrible." Timeliness associated with how you communicate with millennials and how millennials indicate timeliness is through texting, emailing, talking on social media. Additionally, it is noted that in emails, people tend to have quite a few hours in between email unless you're specifically communicating back and forth very quickly and rapidly and making decisions. With texting, millennials are known for communicating really quickly, so they will respond to a text very fast, within minutes. If it's a family member, it's usually a lot faster than it is with friends or with somebody who they briefly know. Physical appearance is very important for millennials, like very important. But there are many different ends of the spectrum of physical appearance. So the most generic is also, you could refer to it as basic clothing. So for a girl, it would be like a tank top, jeans, tank top and shorts with like a flannel. That's pretty basic right now, or just a crop top and jeans. Those are kind of the trends right now that are hitting millennials. There are people who just kind of wear whatever. They go for the athletic look. People go for the brand name clothing. It's very important to have your own defined look. People very rarely switch back and forth between looks. It's also important to note that physical appearance and attire for millennials often stems a lot from celebrities and media influencers that we see on social media. Everyone tends to kind of gravitate towards what they're wearing and how they appear as a person when you're communicating with a millennial. You don't want to make a lot of eye contact. So eye contact makes millennials really uncomfortable. So what you should do when talking to them is kind of avert your eyes ever so often, make it seem like you're not just staring at them. It makes them feel more comfortable when talking. So in terms of olfactics with millennials, it's kind of the same as it would be with other generations. Millennials like to smell nice. It is really important. So if you were to go on a date with someone for the first time and they didn't smell nice, then that would be very off-putting. You wouldn't want to go out with them again. You might not even cut the date short if you could. But if they smell very nice, there's like good feelings associated with the smell, then you're more likely to see them again, to talk to them, to be friendly towards them. So if you're ready to go out and immerse yourself in millennial culture and see how they work, here are important, really big things to do. First, you should make sure that you don't seem superior to them. Millennials don't react well to superiority from older generations. So come down to their level a little bit, make them know that you understand how to communicate with them. Second, don't put all of your communication efforts into your nonverbal communication. Millennials don't pick up on that as well, so it's a little bit better to kind of have an actual direct conversation with them. That way they understand what you're doing. Third, show an interest in what they do. Show an interest in social media. Talk about how it's rapidly changing. Maybe talk about technology and how you are just learning how to figure it out. That's a common ground you guys can share.